What's going on? Born for Sports. Salute to New York Giant Nation. Salute to the Section 330 crew. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that like and most importantly, you smash that subscribe button to Born for Sports. Well, we're doing a 24-hour later recap of yesterday's game. Obviously, yours truly was at the game yesterday. And folks, as you would imagine, I am not a happy camper at all with this New York Giant team or franchise. And we're going to get into everything that happened yesterday. And I feel like we need to have a discussion, a serious discussion about the direction of this franchise and where it's heading and what must be done to change this around. Because it's almost numbing how we just keep circling backwards, and this coaching staff they have been given chance after chance after chance after chance by ownership, by this fan base, and there's even fans right now sitting today on November 3rd, 2025, that are still a percentage of fans that still think that maybe we need to keep this regime intact, which is mind-boggling to me. And we're going to get into why I feel that way. But yesterday's game was an embarrassment on so many levels as a Giant fan. Okay. As yesterday they lose to the San Francisco 49ers, a depleted San Francisco 49er team, might I add, 34-24. And folks, the score wasn't even this close. If it wasn't for a couple of garbage time touchdowns at the end of the game that made this more respectable score, which is another stupid idea by this coaching staff to do to our rookie quarterback, franchise quarterback in that part of the game. That's a story for another day. But this was an embarrassment yesterday on so many levels. And, I don't even want to say about John Mara as the owner of the New York Giants, John Mara, Mr. John Mara, who's battling cancer and is in the fight of his life. And I realize there are more important things in life than football on the field, but I am a paying customer. So we're going to talk about what needs to be done. So obviously, if someone is watching this stream and can let John Mara know, we are praying for your health. But also, it's time to stop being stubborn and make changes. You've given these guys long enough. And yesterday was a microcosm of why there needs to be change. Okay? Of why? Because there's no more excuses. You can't blame the quarterback. He's good. He's a rookie, but he's good. We look like we have our franchise quarterback. You can't say, well, the offensive line isn't, Andrew Thomas is hurt. No, AT is out there playing all-pro left tackle football, showing that he's the top, in my opinion, left tackle in football this year after missing a couple of games. He has stabilized his offensive line. And the offensive line, quite frankly, and I give a lot more credit to the best coach on this wretched, disgusting, garbage-ass coaching staff. I give most of this credit to Carmen Bricillo along with Andrew Thomas. We have our best coach on the staff isn't the head coach. It isn't the offensive coordinator. It isn't the defensive coordinator. Shit, it ain't even special teams. It's the offensive line coach. Shout out to Carmen Bricillo for having to put up with this crap. He must be looking around in every meeting like, man, these guys suck, but I'm glad to have a job in New York. I hope that if we do make changes, which we better, that we retain Carmen Bricillo. That's how good I feel he is. Okay? So the offensive line excuse is not there no more. The quarterback excuse is not there no more. Okay? The defense, all this talent just getting wasted. Now, some of it has to be execution as well. Players got to play. But we all know that this defensive coordinator is garbage. He's trash. He's a bum. He's probably the worst defensive coordinator in the league right now. In the league. That with all this talent, he can't figure out how to use these players to their strengths to be more comfortable. Despite them being vocal to the media, vocal to him privately, that they want to be a more attacking scheme, he can't get that right. With the most easiest scheme for opposing coaches on other teams, offensive coaches to figure out, because once he's figured out what we're doing, we're cooked. Cooked. Cooked, man. If James Bettcher and Bill Sheridan had a baby, this is who we have. Shane Blowin. That's what this guy is. And if you know, you know. Bill Sheridan and James Bettcher had a baby, and what came out of the womb? This bum, Shane Blowin. That's who he is. That's the kind of bad he is. He might be the worst defensive coordinator in the Giants staff I've ever seen. Honestly, this guy blows, bro. So we have a franchise quarterback who's doing everything he can as a rookie. As a rookie. He's making us watchable. He's making us a threat to at least be competing in every game. He gives us the chance. And he's a rookie. You got one of the best pass rushers in football in Brian Burns, having an all-pro year, who, if it wasn't for the team's record because of this garbage-ass staff, and this team's record would be the leading candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. And why is he not the leading candidate? Why is he an afterthought, a butt in the candidates? Because of the 2-7 record for the third straight year, folks. The third straight year, the Giants are 2-7 under this damn regime. And there's still a percentage out there that want to keep these clowns, that want to run this back because, we got to give Dable a chance because he's got his quarterback now. Bullshit. Because, trust me, Jackson Dart has enough talent that if he goes to another coach, he's going to still be a good player. And don't give me that Josh Allen crap because Josh Allen became elite when he left. Did he play a part in his early development years? Yes, he played a part. But Josh Allen wasn't this Josh Allen. Not what he is today. He got better when he left. And I can argue the only reason why Brian Dable got a job with the Giants and Joe Schoen got a job with the Giants is because they fooled us all. They fooled us all to thinking they were the real deal and the reason Josh Allen was great. And guess what? Bullshit. It's all exposed. They aren't great. And Josh Allen made them great. He got the job. And we got suckered as a fan base and as ownership, thinking he was the one. We outkicked our coverage in 2022 when he had a solid year from Daniel Jones. There's only solid year, in my opinion, before this season, where all of a sudden, and that's a story for another day. We saw Daniel Jones revert back to Giants version of Daniel Jones, but that's a story for another day. All power to you. Good luck, DJ. Whatever. Okay. Now we're seeing now that this ain't it. This guy's scheme on offense is not it, bro. And before I address that, let's get into the comments here. Let's get into the comments. Cliff checking in. Salute, Cliff. What's going on? How you feeling, brother? Cliff says, come on, son, during the Knicks game. Yeah, I got to get it out. I'm not worried about our Knicks. Our Knicks had a nice little win. They kicked ass last night. I'm good with it. They should beat the Wizards' ass tonight. They're going to be all right. I got to talk about this, man, because what I saw yesterday was crazy on so many levels, man. And I have never, ever went into MetLife and left with that kind of a feeling. And I'm going to get into why. Cliff also said, okay, I'm with homie Dable and Shane have to go. Shaking my head. Bad enough the Niner fans were loud out there. Oh, man. You talk about an embarrassment on that level as well. You know, they basically, the fan base of the Niners took over the building. And that is to put it lightly. John Crozier seals up. Salute, Mr. Raider. He says, checking in. Salute, John. Salute. Salute, man. I know you guys had a tough loss as well yesterday. Competed, you had it, but it slipped. I know you're mourning on that one as well. Yeah, man. As far as it goes, let me just continue the points about this coaching staff, man, and why I'm saying that we got conned into thinking that these guys were going to be the truth and the ones to lead. And for the fan base out there that keeps saying, oh, you know, you can't fire Brian Daboll because he got his quarterback, as if this quarterback can only be good with Brian Daboll. That is a bunch of garbage. In fact, we need to get this coaching staff away from our franchise quarterback before they ruin him. Do y'all see the plays that are being called out there, folks? Do you see it? Do you see it? It is all straight mediocre crap. It's, hey, quick game, hitches, and throw it to Wan'Dale Robinson and hope he can gain yak for like 15 yards on a 3-yard pass or a covered pass. And then Wan'Dale Robinson, with his inconsistencies, he doesn't break enough tackles. We all know the limitation he has as a receiver. I don't want to kill Wan'Dale too much because I will say Wan'Dale is showing a whole lot more than a guy that's getting paid way more money to do better, and we'll get into him in a moment, that clown, okay? But this is the plays that are being called. The running plays. The rushing game is non-existent without Scatterbo. So basically, you know, if you can't break 4 tackles, you know, past the first level, you're not getting no yardage because this is the plays we run. We run, you know, smash up middle, interior plays, rarely an outside zone run. I mean, what are we doing out there? What are we doing out there? These the play calling by Kafka and Daboll, and I don't know if it's just Kafka. I don't know if it's Daboll. I don't know if Daboll's interfering with the play calling. I just know it's at least a lot to be desired. I'm not seeing any creativity. I'm not. I'm basically seeing the same plays I've seen run when Russell Wilson was here. Now, okay, maybe not as strong with Russell Wilson because obviously the RPO game was non-existent with Russ because he can't do that. That's the only difference in the play calling is the RPO action is now involved. Last year, the RPO action was there with Daniel Jones, with Tommy DeVito, with Drew Lock. I'm seeing the same plays being run, and it's just like, and I'm sitting in my seat at MetLife, and I'm looking at the formation. I'm like, yep, we running this. Yep, we running that. Yep, hitch, screen. Now, if I could sit at my seat and call those plays, what do you think the coaches on the other side of the field are doing that get paid to do it? Shanahan yesterday ran laps around this coaching staff. And I knew it was going to happen. Ran laps around us. Okay? This Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator, listen, we all know as a head coach, he had issues with the Jets. Not all is fault over there, but didn't work out his first go as a head coach. But we know the defensive coordinator prowess he has. And he had a field day with the play caller. And even with that, he still gave credit to Jackson Dart. You know why? Because Jackson Dart is this offense. He's making plays. Just look at what goes on, folks. The majority of all the giant big plays this season are of Jackson Dart broken plays where Everything is covered, and he has to go out and make it happen and dodge and weave guys and buy time to get receivers over. Now that goes to two things. Number one, Joe saying you suck. Your receivers suck. Why did you bring back Darius Slayton for that kind of money? Why? You knew that if anything happened to Malik Nabers this year, this offensive passing game was in deep shit, whether anyone was the quarterback. Okay? And what we get? We get Darius Slayton, Theo Johnson with hit, who just continues to frustrate me. Okay? Continues to frustrate me. The guy, one play, he makes a touchdown play. You get excited. You're like, yeah, let's go. Yesterday made a great play. Jackson Dart makes the right read, goes through progressions, gets the ball out quick to Theo. He breaks a tackle, stiff arms a guy to the dirt, and gets into the end zone. All effort. Loved it. Had me excited. I meant like had a whole section excited. And then what does he do? When we really need it, when we really need a play, what does he do? He drops the fucking ball. And how many times since the season started can we say that about Theo Johnson? A key drop every time. This guy needs to learn how to catch the fucking football when you need the ball in. Stop trying to body catch shit. Get your hands on there. And you know what? Even when he uses his hands, he can't hold it. He is such a frustrating player on this team. Because honestly, when we drafted him, I was excited. I looked at his tools. I said, hey, man, he can get better. He's going to be a good player for this team. And he flashes it every game, but then he reverts back to why we scratch our head and say, man, Bellinger's still better than this guy because he can't catch a fucking cold, man. And it's always in key spots when we really need it. When Dart gets in the ball on a third down, he drops the fucking ball. It was a miracle a couple of weeks back in Denver when he caught a ricochet pass and ran it all the way for a touchdown. I thought he was going to drop that too when he went and went for that. Frustrates the shit out of me, man. Frustrates the shit out of me. And again, my other point. Why did we pay Darius Slayton, Joe Schoen? Why did we pay him that money? This guy is a bum. I'm tired. I have had a love-hate relationship with Darius Slayton since he became a Giant. Okay? I have. And I have been the one that's been very down the middle and fair. When he fucks up a lot, first of all, when he came into the league, he had a terrible drop problem. He was basically Theo Johnson right now. Right now. Except as a wide receiver, it's worse when you have a drop problem because you're a wide receiver. You're going to get the ball in your hands more than any other position in the passing game. Unless you're Brock Bowers, unless you're Travis Kelce, unless you're, Laporta or any of the elite tight ends in the league. Okay? He had a drop pass problem, okay? Or either that or he was always hurt early in his career. I bet, whatever. Then he wants to go to Twitter all the time or social media and talk about, don't talk about my best friend. Don't talk about my quarterback, Daniel Jones, when Daniel Jones was fucking up all the time and sucking. Okay? Right? Then what does he do? I'm gonna move on. Last year, all we heard was, "Hey, man, I want to win. I want to win. I want to do this. I want to do that." And hey, I'm gonna be looking out for me. After Daniel Jones got cut, everything was I'm gonna go look out for me, and I got to do what I got to do, and I don't know if I can come back here. And then inexplicably, this freaking Joe Schoen goes out there and offers him a contract that made no sense to me at the time. Okay? Where I still doubt if anybody out there was trying to give him that kind of a contract because honestly, the way he was talking, he was gone. He was gone if somebody was going to pay him. And guess who was the only idiot to pay him? Joe Schoen. And we're stuck with this guy. So he's never dependable. Okay? You saw what happened as soon as they went down. And the very next week in New Orleans, when we needed the guy we paid to step up and become a security blanket, a trusted, reliable receiver for a rookie quarterback in his second career start, trying to find his way. And what does he do? He fumbles the ball away and turns the whole game into shit. Right? And then what happened? And an insult on top of that was the injury on that play. Okay? He comes back last week. What does he do? Nothing. Yes, there was a touchdown call back, but and that was tough luck. I'll say that. That was a terrible call on the ref. But other than that, he didn't do anything in the game. He didn't do anything. He had no impact. He's made absolutely no impact this season. None. None. And then what does he do yesterday? Another drop. Another one. God put it right on him. Right on him. And what is he doing? He has an easy touchdown and he comes out, I couldn't hold it, and drop. And then tries to play the whole, I'm hurt crap, which was garbage. Garbage. Because it seems like every time he has a big drop or a fumble, now he wanna play this, I'm hurt, my hamstring hurt or whatever. So fake concussion protocol crap. Because I heard today he didn't even have a concussion, so he's fine. Don't give me this we hurt when I'm hurting when I make a bad mistake. No, you just sucked on that play, Darius Slayton. Knock it off. You ain't fooling me, bro. Thank you, Joe Schoen. And it goes to show you the type of crap that's going on with this franchise and why you can bring in as much talent as you want. But if you don't got the right leaders, it won't matter. It will get wasted. Case in point, Saquon to an extent. Case in point, Xavier McKinney. Think about all the players that leave and they play pretty good when they go to another team. And you don't got the old saying goes, and I go by this saying. You can't have good students if you got bad teachers, folks. You can't. Talent can only get you so far. You got to have these guys put in the right position to be successful. That's all the coach has to do and get out of the way. Put them in the right position. Call plays that make sense. Okay? Make sure that they're getting the scheme and the right concepts right at the line. Those are preparation. That's what coaches are there for. And if you ain't got those right coaches, they're going to take you over a cliff. You ain't going to go nowhere. You're going to go over the cliff. And that's the problem with the New York Giants franchise from top to bottom. Obviously, you can't change ownership. That's not going to happen. Okay? Having situations where, like, case in point, the New York Mets, when you can change ownership, when you go from the filth and disgusting garbage and crap that you dealt with the Wilpons, and you strike gold and have a guardian angel like Steve Cohen rescue your franchise and actually give a damn about winning. You can't have that. That doesn't happen a lot in sports. Ownership changes does not happen often, especially for a big market team. So obviously the ownership is going nowhere. The structure and the ownership is going nowhere. Okay, and we can argue for days about what's going on with the whole nepotism of what's going on at 1925 Drive running this organization. But the facts are the facts. The GM stinks. The scouting is not up to par. And we know the coaching staff is bottom 5 tier. We know that. So how are you going to win with the talented players you have? How are you going to win? Someone please tell me that. That's the problem with the New York Giants. And it's time to make a move. Straight up like that. Cliff says, cosign. Josh Allen is the reason Sean McDermott has a job. Let's talk about it. And I'm going to be real. Sean McDermott is a way better coach than Brian Daboll, but it's not saying much. It's not saying much. That is the only reason why that guy's over there. That's a great point by you too as well, Cliff. Only reason why he's over there. Only reason. Okay? They haven't won. They're always coming up short. And it's every year maybe it's the year of the Buffalo Bills. Maybe it's the year, and they always come up short. But you know why they still believe it? Because at least he puts his team in the right position most of the time to win. And he has a great quarterback that's elite that can overcome the bullshit. And I'm telling y'all right now, if Brian Daboll was still calling plays on that team, Josh Allen would not be the player he is right now. He would never have gotten there. Never. Never. As far as the GM goes, Bill, the GM over there, okay, Joe Schoen learned under him. Well, guess what? He must have been sleeping in class because he ain't taking enough notes. Because they always scout players over there well. Always. And they always have a formidable team. And they're always picking in the lower end of the draft. But yet somehow, some way, they're always involved. They know that franchise has stability. And here we are thinking we would take it from there when we got these guys in 2022, thinking they were going to take us where they need to go. And guess what? It ain't working. It ain't. They ain't it, man. So please, any Giant fans out there that want to talk to me about, oh, we can't get this quarterback away from Brian Daboll, it's not right, we're going to stunt his growth. Absolute garbage. It's garbage. Because, case in point, look at the New England Patriots last year. Look at the New England Patriots last year. They had a rookie quarterback in Drake May. Okay? Jared Mayo was the head coach there. Now, obviously, Jared Mayo got a raw deal on that, how they handled that. Okay? Clearly, they wanted Vrabel. And when they had an opportunity to get him, they chose it. But guess what? You can't argue with the results. They made the right move. They got the right coach and leadership now, okay? They got the right coach and leadership there, okay? Offensive coordinator McDaniels, all of that. You know what it is with him. He's there with them. So now they have the right structure and leadership. And guess what? Drake May is playing as an MVP candidate in his second year. They aren't afraid over there to make the tough decisions. They knew they were going to get ridiculed for letting Mayo go. And the way they did it, because it wasn't good the way they did it as far as the optics, but they knew and said, this is the guy we need to take us to that level that we need to get to, and we're not going to pass this up, and we'll take the arrows. But for the good of the organization and the quarterback, we're going to do it. And guess what? You can't argue with the results. So don't tell me you can't make a coaching change in the second year of a quarterback in the league, okay? Because it's not about that. It's about getting the right guy there. It's not about whether, is it the right move to just do it because you're going to mess him up because he's used to the first guy he's with in the league. That's crap. If the first guy he's with in the league ain't it, guess what? You're still ruining him. And we cannot let that happen. The New York Giants cannot let this regime ruin Jackson Dart. He is the only reason that we have hope that we're going to get out of this in the soon future. If we get the right guy to lead him, to teach him. Because the tools are there. The guy is out there carrying our ass and carrying this trash ass bottom 5-tier coaching staff crazy right now. Crazy. This kid is making history right now. Okay? Let me read something that I saw this morning today on my way to work. Jackson Dart is the only rookie in NFL history with a pass and rushing touchdown in 4 straight games. Think about how many quarterbacks have laced the boots up that has ever come into the league, just in the last 20 years alone. Okay? Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Joe Burrow. Go back farther than that. Michael Vick. Randall Cunningham. Go back there. Steve Young. Joe Montana. None of these guys have done that. And this kid has done that. with a shit show wide receiver core with no weapons without Malik Neighbors and no running game without Scatterbo there. And look what this kid is doing. And y'all worrying about Brian Dable's feelings? Fuck him. Forget all that. Get the right regime here so we don't waste this kid's talent and waste an opportunity to finally get out of this mess. That's the mentality that this fan base as a unit should have. Now, I will say this. There is a whole lot more Giant fans that feel the way I feel. But I need that little bit of percentage that's left. I need y'all to come over to the bright side now. Come to the light. Get out of the darkness and come to the light. Get out of that rut over there. Because it ain't it. These guys ain't it. Brian Daboll should not be the reason why. Jackson Dart relationship with Brian Daboll should not be the reason why we keep this bum-ass Brian Daboll and this coaching staff. No, not at all. If that's your mentality on it, then you still have not paid enough attention to what you're seeing. They have gotten plenty of time to fix this, and we are 2-7 for the third straight year. I don't even remember a Giant team ever being this bad, 2-7 for 3 straight years like that. And they actually brought this regime back after that debacle last year. In my opinion, the worst season in Giant history. And I've been a Giant fan for almost 40 years, y'all. Back to the Ray Handley years. And the reason why I say that this era is worse. See, I didn't live through the 70s. I wasn't alive for none of that. I've heard about it. Thank God I ain't go through that, but I heard about it. Okay, so for those old school Giant fans that have been through that, my apologies. I'm going by what I know. I feel like this season that we just went through last season was the worst in Giants history. The worst. I mean, the type of worst that gets any regime and any other team fired. But our ownership thought it was a pretty good idea to give this regime one more run because they got their quarterback. I was on team, get rid of this regime now and don't let them pick their quarterback. Let the new regime come and figure out what they want. Now, the only good thing that this regime has ever done is get the quarterback right. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now get the fuck out. Your job is done. You're not good enough. Thanks for picking the guy. Now you can go. Deactivate the key card and get out. We're good. We good over here. Salute on that. Hopefully down the road, when we're a formidable team and franchise again, you know, John Mara send you a little Christmas card in the mail every year, somewhere on the beach, wherever you at, and as an appreciation for Jackson Dart draft pick. Thank you. You can go now. Exit's over there. Drop the card on the desk. Simple as that. Latin 2882, my homie Dorian checks in. He says, my brother returned from my trip from Ecuador, my home country, around 12 in the morning, getting home to Stanford CT around 2. Sleep around 3 in the morning. Couldn't make Sunday. When you going again? I will be there in 2 weeks for the Green Bay game. Yes, sir. The 3:30 crew will be live, ready to rock for that game. We will be there. J17, brother. You already know what it is. Come through. Come chop it up with us, man. That's the next game I'm going to. That's the next one. Trust me, you didn't miss nothing yesterday. It was an embarrassment what you would have saw yesterday. Trust me, I'm going to get into that in a moment. By the way, yes, clean house. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Daryl Randall checking in. Salute, Daryl. He says, this coaching staff and secondary plus Slayton pisses me off. it's been poor all-around game management and no winning culture. Yep. We don't have a winning culture with these guys because these guys don't know how to win. The winning culture that they were supposed to establish, they never got on the plane with them when they came here. They didn't get it. They didn't bring it with them. They outkicked their coverage that first year in 2022. And let me just say this. Okay, I'm fair. I'm down straight with it. Okay. 2022 was a magical, fun year. And even though we didn't win a Super Bowl or nothing like that, it was fun because of the expectations we had. It was awesome. It was a great year. I didn't expect nothing, and we got a whole lot more than that. It was fun. But it might have been the worst thing that happened to us in hindsight. Because it showed, it just exposed how bad at drafting Joe Schoen really was in this regime. I mean, first of all, the first year draft that he had in 22 was bad enough. Okay. Kayvon Thibodeau is saving that draft class from at least getting something done there. Okay. All right. Kayvon Thibodeau has improved as a player, and I'm happy to seeing the progress he showed. Still things to get better at, but at least he's showing a pulse. Evan Neal, bust. Wan'Dale's been okay. He's been okay. Coming into the season, he was a bust, in my opinion. He's at least has a pulse. Am I ready to pay Wan'Dale? Absolutely not. I'm not. I'm not there yet with Wan'Dale. I'm not paying him that money that he wants. Not after what I've seen from Darius Slayton. Am I comfortable paying Wan'Dale? Nope. No, I'm not. I'm not. Cordell Flott been solid. I was high on Flott when we drafted him. I thought he could be a pretty good corner, at least in slot. It didn't work. Better on the boundary. He shows he's a better corner on the boundary and just having a really good year. But again, the problem with Flott is he can't stay healthy. He's already got a very lean, slight frame as it is. And as good as cover corner as he's shown this year, he can't. Again, he's hurt again. Hopefully we get him back next week. But Flott is a guy I'm considering re-signing as a depth piece in our secondary. Okay. Go down the road. 2023. After that 2022 season, when we outkicked our coverage and made the playoffs, it showed that this franchise, this GM Joe Schoen didn't know what he was doing. That 2023 draft class is borderline Dave Gettleman bad. And I'm talking about the DeAndre Baker draft under Dave Gettleman. And if you know how bad that draft was. Where most of those guys in that draft class was out of the league in 2 years. Most of the entire draft class was out in 2 years. They were out of the league. Out of the league. That's how bad it was. Okay? Deonte Banks. That schmuck is a bum. Get him off my team. Get him off. Get him off. Let's talk about the defense too, man. Let's talk about it. I got a lot to say about this defense as well, man. Okay, like I said, Giants secondary missed Adebo and Holland badly, man. But it goes to the point that I'm making about that draft class in 2023. Get that quitter Tay Banks off my team right now. Get him off. He did it again. And I saw it. Listen, last year, I was watching it live in the stands. I was watching it live in the stands, okay? All right? And game after game. And I was pissed off. And I was telling Giant fan, nah, this guy's bad news. We got to get him out of here. Oh, no, it's because Wink, he was drafted for Wink. He's adjusted to a new scheme. Maybe he'll just give him a chance. No, this guy is a quitter, bro. When I see players, I might be a little old school, but when I see players on defense quitting on plays, not bothering to show effort, that tells me all I need to know about what kind of player you are. Okay? And yesterday, he did it again. It's bad enough. I got to watch this bum chase receivers on crossing routes 3-4 yards behind him every time he's out there. Okay? Bad enough I got to see that. Bad enough I got to see Cordell Flott, a third-round pick, play better than him by a mile. and win a starting job over him. Then I got to see that. But I got to see this guy quit, continue to quit on plays. He had Mr. Brian Robinson, pardon me, not Bijan, Brian Robinson, head on, had his arms around him, and inexplicably just let him go and let him run him over and let him go. He quit. He wanted nothing to do with making a play. He quit, and we all booed the crap out of him because we all saw it live out there. The Giant fans that were there, which I'll get to in a minute. Okay? The guy sucks. Get him out of here. Get him out. That is a first-round pick bust. So now you're talking Evan Neal, first-round pick bust. And now Tay Banks, first-round pick bust. You can't have that as a regime. In 4 years, 2 of your four first-round picks are busts? Imagine if we didn't have 2 first-round picks that first 2022 draft, when we at least got Kayvon out of that. Two first-round pick busts in 4 seasons. And the draft class's first 2 years were deplorable. JMS, y'all know how I feel about him. Mediocre at best. He's trash. And again, lo and behold, he gets hurt again. Getting knocked back, whatever. He's hurt. His days are numbered as well. Another soft, undersized center that can't hold up in with the pros. Okay, who I watched at Minnesota University in college, maul guys, move guys out the way. But I guess he couldn't bring that same into the league. He was a second-round pick, and he's basically a bust. He's mediocre at best. Not a difference maker at point of attack. Not at all. Jalen Hyatt. Say what you want about Jalen Hyatt. I still think there's something in him that if he goes to the right team, someone with better coaching can unlock the guy. But he's been bad here. He sucks here. Okay? How much of that is more of the player giving up on the regime or the regime giving up on the player and not putting him in the right position? I seem to think it's more or less more on the coaching. He ain't without fault because he leaves a lot to be desired. At times he looks unplayable, but you can see he's checked out on his coaching staff. He knows they don't believe in him, so he don't believe in what they selling. That's like selling a barbecue grill on fire to a fireman. You think they're gonna be fucking buying that shit? They're gonna know that you're full of it. Simple as that. Look at the offensive lineman he's drafted. Besides Marcus Membo, who stands out? Now, to be fair, the last 2 seasons I feel like have been good drafts. But the Giants' depth still lacks 4 years into a regime, and we don't have depth. We lose one player, and the entire operation still fucking goes to shit in hell. That's not just the coaching. It is the GM picking the players. And since everyone wants to say they're in lockstep, they both, because in my opinion, they are a package deal. They came from Buffalo together. They got to get the fuck out together. Straight up like that. Because it's not like Joe Schoen is not without cause here of the problem here. He's as big a problem as the coaching is. The only difference is his last 2 drafts had made his seat a little less warm when it comes to roster building. Okay? And in my opinion, and I've said it from the beginning, I think, in my opinion, if there's a change going to be made, it's not going to be a package deal. They're going to get rid of the coaching staff first and keep Joe Schoen for at least another year. Because that's how the Giants operate. They've always operated like that. They give their GMs and team presidents more room to hang themselves and more leeway to make mistakes than they do with coaching staffs. And I guarantee you, because this is the Giants' way, This is part of my friends. Salute to my homie Dave, the Giant Way, the real Giant Way, by the way. Not this crap we've been getting fed the last 10 years, okay? All right? This is the Giant Way, how they do business. Look at their history. They don't like to fire GMs and team presidents. Look how long they let Dave Gettleman ruin this roster building. Look how long. They inexplicably gave him a freaking retirement tour in his last year when he should have been fired 2 years prior. So you think they're going to do that for Joe Schoen? I'm telling you right now, these last two drafts have saved Joe Schoen's in their eyes job, in John Mara's eyes. In that whole Mara family and Tisch family, I guarantee it. It will have to take a disaster finish to have them both get out of here. Just my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. I do. Because I've been calling for both of them to be out of here since last year. I hope I'm wrong. But I've seen this movie before. Darryl says 2022 was a peak season for Daboll and Schoen, and we haven't seen progression since. Nope, we have not. All we have seen since 2022 is real simple, bro. Real simple. 2-7. 2-7. And again, 2-7. The Giants are 2-7 for the third straight year under Daboll and Schoen. Let that sink in, folks. 3 straight years of 2-7? Season over by Halloween? What the fuck, bro? Can't make it up. Can't make it up, man. These guys got to go. These guys got to go. As far as the game goes yesterday, the turning point of the game for me was the Gano field goal miss. The missed Gano field goal after Brian Burns strict sack fumble, where Burns, once again, who should be the leading candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, but he can't be the leading candidate because the team is 2-7. Okay? Having a tremendous season, an all-pro season at that. Okay? Makes a great play, strips the ball from Mac Jones. Abdul Carter, Johnny on the spot, catches the ball. Looked like it was originally ruled an interception, then turned, it came, and they gave him the sack. So that's 11 sacks on the year for Brian Burns. And then what do? We go conservative. We do with 30 seconds left, you got to get points. You're like, you know what? Take some shots, man. You got timeouts. Take some shots. What does this beautiful coaching staff do? And why I say they suck, especially with the play calling. They run a shotgun draw, which had me and my section booing the shit out of them on the field, okay? And they go at least to 3 and out. And what happens? They settle for the field goal, and he misses it. This Mr. Graham Gano, who can't even take a shower without pulling a fucking muscle in one of his legs, okay? And getting paid, and still getting paid top kicker money. And now he's finally back. And what does he do? He misses a field goal when we need it. Of course. That, to me, folks, was the turning point of the game. And it was just an uphill climb from there. And Shanahan and Salah ran circles around Ryan freaking Dribble and Shane Bowen for the rest of the game. Simple as that. Let's bring in Danny backstage checking in. Danny, salute. What's goody, brother?
What's good, brother? How are you, sir?
I'm not well, bro. I'm not well. I'm just fed up like you and most of Giant Nation, man. It's time to make changes now. Not just now, yesterday.
Yeah, I wanted to give them another chance, but yesterday was the last straw. Yesterday was the last straw. This whole regime gotta go. As I said it before, I said it this morning, we gotta burn it down.
To the ground.
In the words of Seth Rollins, burn it down.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, it's just I didn't see the game because I was at work, but I did see the highlights after I got off work, and it was just complete atrocious. It was like really, really bad.
against their backups, that most of their backups,
I
bro.
know, and they made fucking Mac Jones look like a fucking A+ quarterback. You know what
But
I'm
see, that's
saying?
coaching, my brother. That's coaching because they knew. See, Shanahan knows what he needed to do, bro. The game plan was simple. They were going to run C-Mac outside zone runs because they know the Giants can't stop the run for shit. That is the problem with the Giant defense. And I'm about to they don't stop the run for crap. And I'm gonna get to that and why I'm so angry about that part as well. But the game plan was to run the ball, give Mac Jones play action, and quick game because they knew the Giant pass rush would get home. And they took advantage every single time, bro. He started the game like 10 for 11 or something.
He was starting he was throwing the ball like crazy. His completion percentage was amazing.
Absolutely.
Was amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, he just dissected us, man. He just dissected us, and let's get into it, man. Let's see. Point of attack. The Giant defense struggled to stop the Niners. 30th ranked run game. They gave up 160 yards, bro. 160 yards. The Niners had the 30th ranked run game, and as in point with every team that plays the Giants, the get right game for teams' rushes attack, bro.
We were the get right game, baby. I hate to say that, but we were the get right game.
Yep.
And it shouldn't be that way, bro. It shouldn't be that way at all.
No.
You know?
But
not with this this defense, bro. It was overrated to begin the season. You know what I'm saying? They overhyped us. And we fell. We fell flat on our asses.
I think you're right. I think to be fair, we were overrated, but I don't think we're this bad. I think this is more about the coaching. He's deplorable. Shane Blowen don't know what the hell he's doing with what he got.
Your buddy was back at it again yesterday,
bro,
huh?
He don't know what to do with the talent he got. He don't know what to do. Once he comes out with a game plan and the other team figures it out, and folks, we all know they will eventually figure it out. It's been there like that since he's been here. And once they figure out what we want to do, he don't know what to do after that. He can't adjust. He don't have a backup plan. He don't have a plan for a plan. Simple as that. He don't know what he's doing, bro. This guy is Bill Sheridan. I said this earlier in the show, bro. Early in the show. This guy is Bill Sheridan. And you remember Bill Sheridan from 2009? Bill Sheridan.
I don't remember.
He was the defensive coordinator of the Giants after Spagnuolo took the job after the Super Bowls.
Okay.
Spagnuolo left to go to the Rams and become a head coach.
That's when Sheridan took over. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He was already on the staff as an assistant coach. And instead of Coughlin going outside the organization, he elected to just hire within and promote, which is usually what good coaching staffs do when they have a good coaching staff and a good team. He promoted the wrong guy. Bill Sheridan was god awful. He was god awful, bro. And you remember those pass rushes we had at that time? We had Osi, we had Tuck, we had Kiwanuka, we had we had a squad. We know what it is. We had a squad over there. Eventually, a couple years later, we actually the year after that, we ended up drafting JPP. But Sheridan was a one and done defensive coordinator after that. The Giant players hated him. He was he wanted to play bend but not break when the Giants were a attack the quarterback, blitz in your face, man-on-man team. Under Spagnuolo. He tried to flip it the other way, and they hated him and called that no choice but to get rid of him in the following year. They hired Perry Fuel. That was what they did. This guy, Shane Blowen, is Bill Sheridan and James Bettcher had a baby. That's what he is. That's what he is, bro. He is a direct descent of those two garbage can defensive coordinators, and he might be the worst defensive coordinator that I've ever seen us have. And that's saying something because the New York Giants franchise has always been about what? Defense.
And defense.
Attacking the quarterback. This guy's got let any other team that any other coordinator out there that knows what they're doing would get a hold of these pass rushers and would know what to do.
They were licking
He
their
would know
chops.
what to do.
They were other coordinators were licking their chops to get this defense.
Unbelievable.
They
And this
coach it.
guy can't figure it out. Get that fucking guy out of here, along with the rest of them. You know how I feel about the guy.
I know.
He
I know.
sucks. Okay. So, and again, what did we hear when we let Wink go inexplicably? Oh, we gotta stop the run. We gotta stop the run. That's why we
They
Wink
still
doesn't
don't
care
do that
about
shit.
the run.
They still don't do that shit, man.
And Shane Bowen, when he was with Vrabel in Tennessee, stopped the run. Bullshit. He stopped the run because Mike Vrabel was overseeing and calling plays over him. Okay?
Yeah.
Bowen was Vrabel's puppet. Okay, and when he wanted something said on the field or in the locker room to the players. But he was calling the play. He took over play calling mid-season when they got to the AFC Championship game one year against the Chiefs. Okay? Shane Bowen was
fucking Dable got fucking bamboozled.
Because nobody wanted to come take the job, bro. Nobody wanted to come take the job to what he did with Wink. Everyone was mad at him. That just goes to show you, and I'm going to be real. I was annoyed with Wink because I felt he was acting like a baby about how things went. But now, listen, Wink was right, bro. Wink was right. Dable is an asshole, okay? He was a douchebag and probably was the Mr. I know it all in there, and he didn't want to listen to his coaches and try to shit on his coaches and talk them all types of crazy way and blame them for shit. He was blaming Wink, okay, that last year for losing games when his offense was garbage of him when he was calling the plays.
He was calling me, yeah. Yep.
So even though, so yeah, that was the issue there. And come to find out, Wink was right. He was right. So nobody wanted to come under this guy. And coaches around the league are not going to want to join staffs that they know they're in a lame duck season. You know, Dable didn't have job security last year. So we were stuck with what we got, and we got stuck with a lemon. We got stuck with a lemon, bro.
Pretty much.
And we're cooked on that. So, yeah, this Giant defense has been overrated, and I blame it mostly because of the coaching staff. Obviously, the defensive coordinator is garbage. This coaching staff and everything. 2 games we blew, and that will define this season is the Dallas game and the Denver game.
And the Broncos game, yeah.
Those are the 2 losses that will define this season where it goes now. Because that Cowboy game, 14 seconds left, the game was over. The game was over. And instead of Brian Dable overruling this fucking scrub of a defensive coordinator, we're playing 30 yards off the receiver when they needed a damn field goal to tie the game, he didn't. He sat there and watched it. Okay? And did he learn from those mistakes with Denver, with that collapse in Denver? Nope. He didn't learn with that. He didn't get involved. He let him call those crap plays, and they ran down the field and scored, put up 33 on us in the fourth quarter. Okay?
Yeah.
This season will be stamped with those 2 losses that got away. Because where would we be right now? We would have held on and won those games. How would we be feeling about this team right now?
And the New Orleans game too, man.
Yep, the New Orleans game as well. 5 turnovers. I put that more on basically it was just terrible, just a bad day from the offense, just turn the ball over. You're not going to beat anybody with 5 turnovers. It is what it is. I put that more on the players. That, in my opinion, was on the players executing. You know what I'm saying? You can't teach fumbles and turnovers and ball security. You know what I'm saying? That's not on the coaches. Players got to do that. But Denver and Dallas, especially that Dallas game, I will never forgive this fucker for that Dallas game. And I will never forgive Shane Bowen for that shit, man.
So we put an end to all the talk that Slayton is a wide receiver 1. Can we put an end to that?
Never was for me. Never was.
Could we put an end to all that talk? Because I'm not you, but like I've heard in the past. Yeah, he's a wide receiver 1 and this and that. Yep. We paid him this and that.
Yeah, dude, I mentioned that earlier too, bro. I would love to hear your take on. What is your take on the receiver? Obviously, Dio Johnson, frustrating with his dropping fucking key drops. You know, Mr. I'll make a great play and score a That play he made yesterday was a great play. But then when we really need him to get that catch that we really need to sustain a drive, to win a drive, whatever, he drops the ball. I want your take on that, and I want your take on Darius Slayton bum ass dropping a touchdown that hit him right in the fucking basket.
So he need Darius Slayton. Um, to me, he chokes a lot, bro. He does not know how to catch the ball, man. Like he lets the defender bat it out all the time. He lets the defenders bat it out. He doesn't clutch the ball when he receives it. He just lets the defender get a nice tap of it, grab of it, and he deflects it. He needs to be like we have to like maybe inquire, maybe I don't know, trading him for like a bag of chips or something, maybe if something, because yeah, he's not it. He's not it. In regards to our tight end, I think Daniel Bellinger is tight end one.
Absolutely.
He's tight end one.
More reliable.
Yeah, Theo Johnson has not been consistent with catches when we need it. You get what I'm saying? Especially on third downs. Then we need that first down. He does not come in for Dart. You know, Dart throws it at him. Dart throws nice passes at him, but he's just not consistent.
How good has Jackson Dart been, bro?
Listen, bro, he's
got nothing out there to help.
Nothing.
No one game, nothing, bro.
No playmakers, nothing at all, and he still wants to go out there and gut it out and win.
I mentioned this stat earlier. He made history this week. Jackson Dart. I'm gonna repeat this for you because you didn't. I probably know you didn't hear it. He's the only rookie in NFL history with a passing and rushing touchdown in 4 straight games to start his career.
Gotta love it, brother.
I mean,
gotta love it.
Let's talk about all the quarterbacks that are in the league, because right now you would think have done that. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen,
Mahomes, yeah,
Joe Burrow, all these guys. You know, guys in the past. Fucking go back to Randall Cunningham. Go back to Steve Young. Michael Vick, McNabb, whoever you want. Go back to those guys, and he's the only guy to do that. And with the offense that he's running, with the lack of playmakers he's running, we got our guy. Let's get these fucking bozos the hell away from him before they ruin him.
Yeah, Jackson Dart will be just fine without Dable and Joe Shane. He'll be just fine.
Absolutely.
It's I don't want Giant fans to be like, oh, Dable is the guy that brought Dart in, so his job should be saved.
Absolutely.
No, he has to go. His job is not going to be saved just because he drafted Dart and put him in mid-season.
Right.
And roll the dice and listen, I want this guy as a quarterback. He started. He's not going to save his job because of that, bro. It's been what, 4 years? 2-7? 2-7?
3 straight years, bro. First time in team history. 2-7.
That shit cannot be overlooked, my guy. 2-7. 3 straight years. Your job is not going to be saved because you drafted a quarterback.
Yeah.
A nice quarterback. Your job is not going to be saved, brother.
Yep. And arguably this is the most talented team they've had in all the years that they've been with this team in this franchise, and we're still 2-7. So you can't blame the quarterback. I mentioned this early in the show, and we're going to be wrapping up in a couple of minutes, but I mentioned this early in the show. Okay, you can't blame the quarterback no more because you got your guy. You got your guy. You got the guy, right? Daniel Jones ain't here no more. Tommy DeVito's not here no more. Drew Lock's not here no more, right? Can't blame that. Andrew Thomas is healthy. Can't blame Andrew Thomas in the offensive line. Oh, Andrew Thomas gets hurt. It just torpedoed the entire operation. We can't block for him. We don't have depth. You got depth at offensive line. Enough depth, I should say. Not a lot of great depth, but enough depth. And you have Andrew Thomas healthy, playing all pro left.
Oh, my man. That guy is balling.
Point of attack, baby. Anyone that knew, you know me, Danny. I'm big on point of attack. This guy took his time getting right, and when he was right, he has shown he is back. He is the best left tackle in football this year. Okay.
Absolutely. Yep.
So you can't blame the offensive line, can't blame the quarterback. Oh, well, we don't have enough talent on defense. Well, guess what? You got a tremendous pass rushes. Okay. You got tremendous pass rushes that are game wreckers, right? You got your game wreckers on that side of the ball, right? What you got a all-pro season from Brian fucking Burns, bro, who should be the leading candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, but he's not, and it only an afterthought. You know why? Because we're 2-7. If we weren't 2-7, or at least middle of the pack, he would be right there for Defensive Player of the Year. So now you got a difference maker on defense having a tremendous. So you get a career year from a defensive pass rusher. Okay, you're getting a career year from Andrew Thomas, your star left tackle. And you're getting excellent rookie quarterback play from a rookie quarterback, the guy you picked that you wanted. But you're 2-7 again. So what's the common denominator? They are
coaching.
They got to go from the top down. And I said it, I'll say it again, as I mentioned earlier. I believe they're a package deal. They should just clean house and get rid of Shane because he's just as much to blame for this as the coaching staff because of the weak drafts he had the first 2 years. Okay, despite his last 2 drafts being good, he's hurt us. He hasn't made great decisions in free agency either. Okay, but we all seen this movie before. The Giants traditionally do not fire GMs and team presidents that fast. They usually give them more time to at least have, okay, if the first coach doesn't work, we'll try the next coach and see if it works.
But I know Mara's been battling cancer, but and I hope he's doing okay. But
obviously,
you had this GM and head coach duo 4 years now, and look at the results they've been giving you. As an owner, you should take feelings aside, emotions aside, and make the right decision once the season ends. Because if you keep him another year and you got your quarterback, it's going to be detrimental to him at all. It's going to set him back. Yeah. It's going to set him back.
Yeah. You can't run this regime back. You can't do it. You can't. The fans have made their statement, yo. They made their statement. You weren't at the game, right? You told me you didn't make it.
No, I didn't make it to the game.
Bro, let me tell you.
I heard it was
the 49er fans took over MetLife. That shit was the first time I have ever been to a Giant game where I felt like it was the road team. They overpopulated that stadium. That stadium was clearly 60, maybe, about 60, 70. I'm going to say 70% San Fran over Giant fans there. And I'm being honest with you, bro. I'm being honest with you. It was that bad. And it was so bad that when Jackson Dart was on third down, they were getting loud and they had to go silent count. They had to go silent count at the line of scrimmage in our own home stadium.
I should tell you something, man.
Bro, the fans made the statement to Giant ownership. We are fed up as a whole. There's still a stupid percentage that's still like, I don't know. I mentioned earlier show. I talked to those people. I'm done with them. If you don't want to get on the right train, then stay on the tracks and get run the fuck over. I'm not helping you no more. These guys gotta fucking go. They gotta go. The main Giant fan base made a statement yesterday, bro. I was there. It was 70-30 San Fran. They sold their tickets. They said, you keep on feeding us this shit again, we're done. So
we gotta put that foot down.
Right? Let's let Mr. Mara, Mr. Tisch, Mr. John Mara, Mr. Tisch. Yes, go ahead and go watch other teams' fan bases embarrass your team in your own stadium and let them take over and do that. That's what the Giant fans' statement was. We're fed up and we want change. We're not doing another year of this no more. We know what's going on. We see it. Don't sell us, Brian Dable picked this quarterback. We got to run it back another year at least.
No. That's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut
No,
it.
because now you're going to lose money. I'm already hearing people that I know out there talking in the stands where I was sitting in my section. They like, yo, I don't know if I'm going to renew my season tickets next year if they bring these guys back. So it's already out there. Giant fans made their statement yesterday. You don't make changes, we ain't coming back. Good luck with that. So John Mara, Steve Tisch, all the family, Tim Mara, all of them in there. That's running the front of the show. Pay attention to what your consumers are telling you. Make changes or we're out of here. And good luck with that. This regime's got to go. And you know what happens when you don't get people coming to the renewing season tickets? Now your sponsorships are leaving you because ain't no one going to support.
Oh, man, that's going to be even worse. Yeah.
That's how you make a statement to team owners in sports. You get them in the pocket. That's the only time they'll listen. The only time they'll listen. And John Mara can tell us, hey, he reads everyone's letters, he sends them. That could be all true. But it don't mean he gonna jump and make a move. Obviously, last year when they were flying planes all over the place, that shit ain't moving because he kept them. Yeah. How you get them to listen? This. You get them in the pockets. Giant fans have made their statement. Your move, John Mara. Your move.
I would do this. I don't know if you like. I think this would be the perfect candidate to replace Joe Schoen as our GM next year. I don't know if you know Joe Douglas, ex-New York Jet general manager.
You know something? Joe Douglas really wasn't a terrible GM. He had a very good
drafted well. He drafted well.
He just couldn't get quarterback right. That was his only problem.
Exactly. So I say this. I think Joe Douglas will be the perfect replacement.
I don't hate it.
Said, he drafts well. He knows his shit. He knows the area. He knows MetLife Stadium very well. Mm-hmm. He just couldn't do his job because Woody Johnson held him back.
Yep.
He held him back. So I think that would be the perfect candidate for replacement. As for coaching, I think my top three will be Lane Kiffin, and I doubt it, Gruden, and Cliff Kingsbury. Those are my top three.
I can see that. I don't know if Lane Kiffin will leave college. I think he's too comfortable at Ole Miss. I don't think he has a desire for the NFL. He tried it once, didn't work out. He's got a cushy job in that school. He can do whatever he wants. He's getting paid very well. He gets good recruiting going on, and he's winning. So I don't know if Lane Kiffin will want to do that just to coach Jackson Dart again. I don't think he has a desire really to come back to the NFL. And I don't blame him, especially after the first go round. But obviously, what you said, Gruden, right? Gruden and I can see that. I can see that if the lawsuit against the NFL is dropped, I can see that being a consideration. I can see that. I don't know if he's going to do that though. I don't know if if he's willing to do that. But I think he honestly, and I don't have any knowledge. I could obviously be wrong, but I think if he dropped the lawsuit, it would only be because he knows he's going to get a coaching job. Because teams I think the Saints a couple of years back offered him an offensive coordinator job and he turned it down. So he wants to be a head coach.
He wants to coach, yeah.
But he won't become a head coach. The NFL will not hire him again unless he drops that lawsuit. It's a conspiracy going around the league. All the team owners are conspiring. They're not going to hire him until that thing is over, thanks to Roger Goodell. He's not going to let it. But I guarantee if John Mara said, hey, drop the lawsuit and you're the guy, I guarantee John Gruden will take that job. So I don't know if that will happen. What's the other person you said?
Cliff Kingsbury from the
Kingsbury. I can see. I'm not like head over heels for him, but I can see it if they go the offensive direction, because he has head coaching experience before, and he's done good with Jaden Daniels. However, I'm not sure if he's gonna. I'm not sure if the Giants really view him like that. We'll see. But he does fit the criteria of a guy with experience who's an offensive coach that knows how to develop quarterbacks.
Nice young coach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just a matter of can he get it done on the head coach level? Because there's just some guys that are just better as a coordinator than a head coach. So we'll see. I don't know if the Giants are willing to take that chance this go round with him. But it does two things. It weakens a division rival, and that the play calling will get a lot more creative if he's the coach. So
that's what I said. That's why I like
I'm not
about
against
Kingsbury.
it. Yeah, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I wouldn't mind that. I'm not against it. I'm not saying he would be at the top of my list, but I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
That Joe Douglas and Kingsbury duo be nice though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that, man.
And Joe Douglas could stick it to the Jets. You know, in the meantime, just making our organization better.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna answer this question here, this comment. I'm gonna put this comment up because I think Cliff likes your point. He says you guys would do well with Joe Douglas because he's a Jet fan. Woody was the problem. I don't want to see what I'm thinking about right now, given what's going on with your owner, because it would be really wrong. Oh, want to say, yeah, I know what you're trying to say. We're towing the line because he's battling illness and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not against Joe Douglas. I mean, I think he was a good drafter with the Jets. The problem is Woody handcuffed him because he's a douchebag POS owner. Okay, and on top of that, he couldn't get the quarterback right. He missed on Zach Wilson. That is what buried him. He missed on Zach Wilson. However, if he comes here, he don't have to worry about the quarterback because the quarterback's already in place. And that's another thing. What I'm trying to tell John, if this job becomes available, it is going to be the most attractive job on the market.
Absolutely.
It really is. You got your young quarterback who everyone in the league is mostly.
And you got your running back and your wide receiver. Both.
You got a talented running back in Scatterbo. You got Malik Neighbors, who's a top 5 wide receiver. So you got weapons on offense to work with. You know what I'm saying? You got the quarterback, young quarterback in place, rookie deal, right? Yep. And you got pieces on defense that you bring in a actual real defensive coordinator. You can at least improve that unit. So you got pieces here. You got an ownership who usually gives your guys time to build a team, for better or worse, and has a good reputation around the league with class and all of that stuff. So this, to me, is going to be the most attractive job on the market if John Mara actually does what he's supposed to and pull the trigger. Pull the trigger, John.
Do it. Do it. That's it.
Let that thing go. Take the safety off, baby. Let it go. Aim that bitch. This is going to be an attractive job. And now the problem here is, can he pick the right guy? That's the problem. That's the only issue I have. I am not opposed to them hiring one of them firms to go hire the guy. You know what I mean? Like similar to what Washington did. And other teams it's been hit or miss with that as well. It's not 100%. But, hey, even if he's picked the job, I know one thing's for sure. These guys ain't it. Get them out of here. Get them out. Cliffs also says, it's such a tragedy with Jet ownership that I'm thinking maybe when Leon Hess owned the team wasn't that bad. Well, I'll say this, bro. Leon Hess was bad too, bro. I remember him. He had no interest in winning back in the day. He didn't care, bro. He was just happy to be here. It seemed. He waited till he was like 90 years old to say, you know what? Maybe I might want to try to win a championship, and went and go hire Bill Parcells. He made so many. He made so many Jet fans suffer for a long time. I mean, they were putrid, bro.
Bro, as long as Woody Johnson is there, that fan base is gonna experience.
Oh, Cliff, is that true? Woody wanted Zach Wilson?
Oh, if that's the case, then
then that's definitely on Woody. So I don't hold Joe Douglas for that. I mean, if he wanted Zach Wilson, then and the owner made him do it, that just goes to show you how shitty ownership they got over there, man.
Yeah,
he compromised Joe Douglas like that. So who did Joe Douglas actually want? Because that
who was in that draft class? Who was in that draft class? I forgot.
It was Zach Wilson. It was who else was in that thing? It was Zach Wilson. Who was the guy the 49ers drafted? I think
was it Justin Fields in that draft class?
Justin Fields was in that draft. That's true. Justin Fields was in that draft. Who was Mac Jones was in that draft? Who was the other guy that was drafted early? The Niners drafted him. They actually traded up for him.
Trey Lance. Trey
Lance was in that draft. They traded up to get him 3rd overall. So that whole draft was a bust. and for all cylinders there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach Wilson. If Woody did that, then yeah, I can't hold Joe Douglas on that. He
Yeah.
drafted well for the Jets. He got them players. He just
He
couldn't.
drafted well. Yeah. He got
Yeah,
him Sauce Gardner. He got
yeah.
him Quentin Williams. You
Him
know?
and Robert Saleh. I mean, Saleh wasn't all that, but you could tell his hands were tied. I just want to mention one more subject before we get up out of here. I have to give my unfiltered truth.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. Oh, I was going to ask you about what about that?
I am not going to let this week go by without mentioning what I saw this week and what I saw yesterday. Okay, with all the comments of Dex calling Carl Banks delusional because Carl Banks used that unk energy trying to motivate him, let him know that he ain't getting the job done, and he got mad, calling delusion. Well, Dex says yesterday he was playing well again, but guess what? He has one solo tackle combined in the last 3 games. Don't tell me you are playing well, Dex. And I love you, Dex. I got your jersey in the closet. I'm a Dexter Lawrence guy. Well, I feel like when he's right, he's one of the best defensive players of all of the NFL. But damn it, you're playing like ass. Don't tell me what I'm seeing is wrong and we're delusional. Carl Banks is delusional. Don't disrespect the Giant legend because you mad getting called out for being trash out there. If you're hurt, say you're hurt. If something's going on, say you're not getting sleep because the baby born. Say something. Don't tell me, us fans, and us and all the beat writers and all the greats that watch the game for a living, okay, that play for this franchise, that we're delusional when you're playing ass. Mm-hmm. You're playing ass, Dex. You are. You're not even making an impact. And don't give me your double team all the time. You double teamed all the time last year and you made impact. You double teamed the last 3 years you made impact. Okay? What's going on? Now, I will say this.
I hope he's hurt. I hope he's hurt, though.
I will say this. They are not using him in his best position enough either. Again, Shane Bowen showing his
Shane Bowen again, baby. It comes down to him.
Not playing him at nose tackle where he's clearly the best in his game at nose tackle. However, you put your Dexter fucking Lawrence, bro. Make plays, man. Make a play. Make a play. 1 tackle combined in 3 games? Bro, he's had 1 tackle in the last 3 games. Not each.
That's not like him, man.
Not each. The last 3 games. 1 solo tackle. You're not making an impact, Dex. Don't tell us we are delusional. Don't disrespect the Giant legend like that. Don't do that. Play better. If you're hurt, sit out. Go get right with 2-7. See you next year. See you later in another month. Whatever it is. And to me, he looks like he needs some sleep because maybe he up with the baby at night. Maybe he put on that baby weight. Hey, as a father of 3, I know the deal. When your wife pregnant, you're pregnant too. We gain weight too. Whatever it is, let me know something because we are not fooled. The tape don't lie. The tape don't lie. You are not making an impact out there, bro. Brian Burns has been the best player on this defense. And coming into the season, Dexter Lawrence was supposed to be the best player. And he has not. He hasn't. You had no preseason, okay? And we're in November. So the whole rust of not playing for the last year and the preseason is over with now. You're not making it plays. You're not getting it done, bro. It's time to look yourself in the mirror and get it done. Don't tell me. Don't tell this fan base, these paying customers. Don't tell these media people who watch this for a living. And damn sure don't tell a Giant legend we're delusional because we see what everyone else is seeing. And don't tell us you playing great because you're not. Step up or step aside and get healthy, whatever it is. I need to know something. Giant Nation need to know something because what we seeing ain't it.
Yeah, he should have just, he should not have said delusional. He should have just said, listen, I respect his opinion of a legend. And I should play better. And I should play better. He should have just said it that way.
He got all offended and had Andre Patterson come and drag Banks into the mud and go challenge everybody. Listen, stop calling these players, man. Stop calling these players. This is not the time. We're 2-7. I don't care about about their feelings.
It shouldn't be coddled at all. 2-7.
Don't be
Anybody
calling
else.
these guys. They're not getting it done. Tell them to play better. Okay, I don't need a position coach to go on a tirade and go attack everybody with the "how dare you tell us what we're good at getting paid to do." Get out of here with that bullshit, bro. And I understand you want to stick up for your players. You don't want too much heat for the player and all of that. But fan, don't insult me, man. These guys have watched football for nearly 40 years, and I know when a guy point of attack is getting the job done or not. As great as Dexter Lawrence is, he's having a bad year. It is what it is. For whatever reason it is. Some of it is schematics, but most of it is because he ain't getting it done. Simple as that. Get it done. Don't tell us we're fucking delusional. Hell no. Sammy says, how many games are you guys predicting we would win? Well, coming into the season, I had high expectations. Shame on me. I had high expectations.
I said 9 and 8.
I said the floor was 7. I picked 9 and 8 as well. You know, I was banging that drum. I love the talent I saw in this team, and I tried. Sammy. I tried to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. I said, you know what? We got our guy, the quarterback, healthy neighbors, you know, Scatterbo, you know, the Abdul Carter. Look at the pass rush talent. They're coming into this season. The talent was as good as it's been in years. Okay. And I know the schedule was tough, but I said we will be in games. And a lot of those close games that we lost last year, if the coaching staff does their part, okay, if Shane Blowen has a brain and adjusts his scheme to his players, this team is going to be led defense first and will win a lot of games because they will keep us in games. And it has been the absolute opposite.
Atrocious.
And that is on the coaching staff with the same old, and players not executing. But I'm putting more of this on the coaching staff. It's collective, but this regime has gotten enough time to get this turned around, and they have not done it. So if they're not getting it done in the 4th year, they ain't gonna get it done in the 5th year. Get them out of here.
Yeah. Speaking of not executing, I don't know if you brought it up in your show earlier because I wasn't there, but did you talk about the Tay Banks missed tackle?
Oh, you know I did, brother.
Listen,
get him out.
I don't understand his deal, but from that video, from that missed tackle, he cemented that he does not want to be here any longer.
He doesn't want to play football. This dude is Eli Apple's son. He's worse than Eli Apple, bro. He's worse,
bro.
He's immature.
It's bad.
He got out, and I heard it by the reporters when I got home last night that he snuck out of the damn locker room and didn't want to talk to reporters because he knew they were coming for his ass. He knew. He knew. This guy is Eli Apple 2.0. He might be worse. The guy's skill set sucks, and he doesn't have a desire to play football. He has no heart. He should not be a football player on this team or maybe even in the league. He don't got it. He don't. Well, I knew he was trash and he was a problem last year when I saw him quitting on plays. Now he's just out there getting cardio, running around without a clue. And now he don't even want to make tackles. He's at that point in the season where he don't want to make a tackle no more. So I guess around November is his due date. That's the end of his season every November. So by November, he's already checked out. He's checked out. Get him out of here. Get him out. Another first-round pick bust from Joe Schoen and his regime. And again, it goes back to what I've been saying. It's time to change. The fans made their statement, folks. They made the statement. They didn't go to the games, and they're planning to turn them season tickets in if they don't get a regime change. So I hope this ownership is paying attention, okay? Because you could fly the planes over the stadium, folks. It ain't gonna change nothing. That's not how you get to these owners. You don't do it there. They work
their pockets.
You get them in the pockets because if the planes would have worked, these guys would have been out last year. That's how you get it. You get them here. You get them here. Mm-hmm. And what they saw out there was an embarrassment, and they're going to continue to see. Because if you thought the 49ers fans taking over yesterday, wait till you see how the Packer fans come and invade MetLife in 2 weeks because they travel well as well. They travel. There will be a lot of Packer fans in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. There will be. And it might get ugly again. And that's how you get them back. And what's the last game? Do you know the last game of the season? Before we get up out of here, I want to say this too. Do you know? Case in point, what a point I'm trying to make, Danny. Do you know who the last game in Week 18 the Giants played this season at home?
Dallas Cowboys.
And if you thought that the Niner fans were bad taking over,
oh man, they over here. They over here in Jersey.
The Packer fans that are about to take over in 2 weeks, you thought those teams, those fan bases were bad. Wait till you see Week 18 when we're like 3-14 or 2 and whatever, and nobody gives a damn. We want change. Wait till you see that stadium with nothing but Cowboy fans going crazy in there. You wait and see. It's going to get ugly, folks. John Mara, you know what to do. Make a change. It is time. And it's not just time. It's long overdue.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's going to wrap up tonight's show. The next game of the season will be next week. It is Week 10 at Chicago. Oh, joy.
Boy.
At Chicago, a matchup of Caleb Williams' second year versus Jackson Dart. And again, I'll go to this last point about my point about I don't want to hear about Brian Dable needs to stay just because we got his quarterback. Because you can't do that because you're going to sabotage the development of the quarterback. I made the point earlier in the show about Drake May with Mike Vrabel. They got rid of Mayo and they took the arrows and they took the heat. And guess what? They got Josh McDaniels with Vrabel, and guess what? Now Drake May is an MVP candidate, and they're on their way to the playoffs.
The stock is rising. Yeah.
In his second year, the year after having another coach in his rookie year. Caleb Williams, last year, as a rookie, struggled under Eberflus, right? They get rid of Eberflus. What do? They get Ben Johnson. Now, look, the Bears are winning games. And Caleb isn't a finished product. He's had his struggles as well. But he's improving as a player than he was last year. Guess what? They're winning games. It can be done. You get the right staff, the quarterback will be just fine. Because when you're special and you have the tools and you have the heart to play the position, you get the right coach, the job will get done. The development will be there. If you stick that with the wrong coach, guess what? Bad students are only made by bad teachers. Simple as that. You can't have good students with bad teachers, folks.
So before we go tonight, brother, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think since we're 2-7 now, we're just gonna sit tight at the trade deadline, or they're gonna put another playmaker there for